What's up, dudes? For the universe, your magic Geeky and Nerdy, and welcome to a new episode. Now, I'm just gonna mention this ahead of time so I don't forget to mention it any other time afterwards. First of all, there, it probably, if I already uploaded it by the time, I'm gonna be doing, but if not, I'm gonna be doing like different reviews of different like animes and shows and whatnot. But I'm only gonna be watching a few episodes of them and then giving my feedback on how I feel about the series, how the series was, and everything. Um, but when it comes to some other series of mine, I am actually going to, and this is no joke, I'm going to be doing it episode by episode so you guys get more content. It gets more easier on me, and I don't have to worry about basically binge watching an entire thing in order to get, like all the content out there for you guys on time. So as long as that was great, I'm happy with about that. And if you guys are happy, I'm happy. And mostly if I'm happy, you should be happy too. So I just got done watching the first episode of DC The Black Lightning. I only know so much about the character of Jefferson Pierce and Black Lightning in and of itself. I think that he first appeared in Batman and the Outsiders. Jefferson Pierce was kind of a hot-headed teenager. He grew up on the streets of what's called Freeland, which is based on Atlanta, Georgia, and he is a superhero who basically has electricity powers, and that essentially is really his power. He's like, I can control electricity, bitches. Um, so have like a DC guide somewhere, basically like a dictionary to some of the characters and whatnot. And I think if I remember correctly, Jefferson Pierce was a high school science teacher, but in this he is a high school principal. Now, according to him, in the series, he hasn't been Black Lightning for 9 years, so that is a pretty big deal. He does have a daughter now. Apparently, his daughters are named Anissa and Jennifer. They are his two daughters, of course. In the Black Lightning universe, he has I think like two daughters, and both have superpowers, and both are different, super heroic superheroes. The actor, I can't remember his name. I forgot to write it down. Something, I think his last name is Morrison. Something Morrison does a really good job at Black Lightning. I think that he really captured like the feeling and the motivation of Black Lightning. China and McClare, I think that's how she went out, or China and McLean, who is the actress from Ant Farm, a series that I used to watch back when it was on Disney. Back when Disney was good. Don't get me wrong, Disney's still kind of good with like Raven and some other shows, but when I was growing up, man, we had the Disney of good days. So, yeah, she from Ant Farm. She's all grown up in this. She's like in her teens, maybe like early 20s and whatnot. And like, not gonna lie, superheroine crush can happen. I was like amazed that that was her. I'm like, I know that name from somewhere. And the more that I looked at the face, the more I went, Ant Farm. Like the old Disney show Ant Farm when she was a little kid. I remember her from that. But in this, she is a really good character. She plays Jennifer in this, which is one of Jefferson's daughters, and really does a stellar performance. If you ever wanted to hear a Disney actor swear, this is a series for you. So within the first episode, his daughter Anissa went on a peaceful protest, which ended up not being so peaceful. A lot of people got injured, police cars got burned, and a lot of people got killed. So right then and there, it kind of puts you into the territory that this is not going to be like your simple, casual superhero show. This is going to be something very unique and often very different. So they basically just jump right into the waters, and they introduce you to Jefferson Pierce, and this Pierce and Jennifer Pierce, and they're all basically right there and everything. And on the way home, which is something that is a real day topic, even still to today. And this series came out back in like 2018, where Jefferson and his daughters get pulled over just because a woman's liquor store got robbed, and they thought that Jefferson was the dude who robbed the store. And I'm like, man, talking about that black hate right there, man. Oh my God. And even when Jefferson went to the officer and he went, "What? What? What's the suspect description? Really, a black dude wearing a car, wearing a suit and tie, driving a fucking Volvo, and the officer just does like a smug smile, and is like, "You have a good day, sir." Like, oh, you racist asshole. And Jefferson closes his eyes and does a deep breath. His eyes start going white. I'm like, oh shit! The electricity starts going haywire, and I'm like, oh, it's on. And then he calmed himself down and everything goes, and I'm like, boo. I wanted him to get revenge against the freaking police officers, but no. So Jefferson is basically a high school teacher at a place called Garfield High School. It's sort of like a public display high school. Really, what I mean by that is like they wear uniforms and whatnot in it. And Jefferson trying to do his best in keeping the high school, all together and whatnot. Trying to keep hatred and racism and everything out from the school game war and whatnot. But there's a game that's actually existent in Freeland, which is a group of gang members called the 100, and the 100 are this dangerous gang that nobody wants to deal with in the whole city or state of Freeland. And Freeland in the DC universe, you know how they say like Metropolis is Chicago and Gotham is, I think, New Jersey. Yeah, 41 is definitely, Georgia. Um, so, he's trying to deal with, like, the hatred and everything like that. And while he's at a meeting that is actually the actual senator of Georgia introduces him, into the class. It's the actual senator playing herself. And I thought that was a really unique kind of thing there that they did. His daughter sneak out and go to a party, and they lie to, I think, their stepmom is what she is. I don't know what she is with Jefferson. I'm gonna guess stepmother because she said that she had like this relationship with Jefferson. They don't call her an aunt or anything. They just call her by her first name, and I'm guessing that maybe that she is maybe a like stepmom kind of figure or something. I really don't know. But Jefferson and does have his wife, that is Lynn, that does come into play, and Jefferson really wants to get back with Lynn. They haven't been together for I think like 9 years or more, so everything's gone to shit. His daughters are older now; they're both 18 years old, and they sneak off into the club. And what's kind of funny is that this aunt character or whatever that she is, I'm gonna guess that maybe that she is Jefferson's sister, or something. I don't know. She keeps telling Jennifer and Anissa, like, get your fat ass to dress, get your fat ass over here. I'm like, what is with the fat assness in this? Isn't a fat ass a good thing? I guess not, if there's somebody calling you that. But then she goes to Anissa, who has like her cleavage exposed and her bra exposed, and she's like, please tell me that you're not going to the party like that. And quickly zips up her dress or outfit or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, that's not something that you should do in front of your friend, aunt, stepmother figure. That is not something that should be a present. Like, no, 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 you don't do that. Um, so what happens after that? They go to the party, and uh, China's character, who is Jennifer, starts getting flirted on by a gang member of the 100, and suddenly he wanted to ask her to have sex in the bathroom because she was stoned, and it's like that kind of is a real topic that some people do go through at like a fucking club or whatever. Like, hey, you want to have sex with me on the bathroom floor? It's like, oh well, no. So she even tells him no, which is a good thing, and she tells him like no, infinity, no. And he still, is sitting there talking with her, just kind of like having that good, conversation, and whatever. Like he's trying to flirt with her, he's trying to create a relationship, but there is no relationship that's made. It's mostly like setting a foundation for what is a friendship, and then he's trying to build a relationship on top of that. And then he's met by these guys who are part of the 100, and they come over, and China's like, Jennifer, I keep calling her China by accident, goes right over to him and he goes, I will let you play with your little playmates. I'm going to the bathroom. And they're like, no, 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 you're not going to the bathroom, you're coming with us. So they take him into the game room of the guy called Lala. And it's not what you think. It's not like La La Land where it's like singing magical music. That is not it. He is actually is an insane freaking uh, low-level drug dealer slash theft in this, and he is definitely the actor that plays him does an amazing job. Because he goes to him and he goes, "Yo, where's the money that you owe me for my drugs?" And he's like, "Man, I'm gonna get it to you. I'm just trying to have some good time. I'm with my girl right now." And Jennifer's like, "Yeah, I am not your girl, honey. So I am running mad out of here." And he's like, "No, no, 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 no. You just sit your cute little ass over there and you just look all pretty and whatnot." It's like, no, no, no. She has every right to get the fuck out. Uh, and so he told him, he said, "You better give me my money." And he beats the crap out of him a little bit. And then he goes over to Jennifer, and Jennifer's like, "No, no, no, you're a drug dealer?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he gets kneed right in the nuts. I'm like, "Oh, he's such delivery." I was waiting for that to happen too, because I'm like, he's acting like a douchebag, so he is a douchebag, so therefore he is going to get end. Jefferson realizes that his daughters are not home, even though he was told that they would be home. So he starts asking people around, like, where are they? Basically, if like Christian Bale Batman were like, "Where are they?" And so basically, a lot of people answered him and were like, "See, they're at the party. They're at the Club 100," and he's like, "Oh hell no!" So he goes there insanely. It's basically Super Dad to the rescue, and he gets is off in a hurry going there, and her sister and Lisa start texting Jennifer like crazy, like, "You need to get over here with me. Dad found out where we are. He is not a happy fellow." And she just kind of ignores it. And then when he finds out where they are, he goes full on Black Lightning. He starts executing people, and he starts doing a lot of other things. And in the club scene alone, the club fight scene where he ends up fighting everybody at first, um, basically is a reference to basically Batman, because in case that you don't know, Batman was the one who trained Black Lightning how to fight and how to do a lot of other stuff. So it's same way from right there in the first fight scene when Jefferson is sneaking in the shadows and attacking guys from like behind or the side or blasting them with lightning. It's very reminiscent of Batman, because Batman was the one who trained Jefferson, how to fight. Um, so after that, the news is on a haywire. They're like, "Is Black Lightning coming back? Is Black Lightning coming back? It is a good question. Is Black Lightning coming back?" And everybody kind of loses it too, because they're like, "Hold up on. Just because that you have superpowers does not make you a superpowered vigilante, and you do not have every right to go off of the superpowers." I think that's very reminiscent of Green Arrow as well as Gotham, where basically it's like you might have these powers or whatever, but you're a street level vigilante, but you have no right in interfering with other people's lives, which I kind of call bullcrap, because it's like even if you don't have powers, there are everyday heroes out there in the real world who are basically doing this. They are, they're saving lives and whatnot, especially doctors and nurses right now during this time of need. God bless you guys. Um, and Jefferson go to this guy named Gamby, who I think is like relevant in the Black Lightning comics. I have never read a Black Lightning comic. Don't flood me with comments saying, "You haven't read Black Lightning? How dare you?" So no, I never read a Black Lightning comic. So he basically goes after Gamby, who Gamby talked to him. Now at first I thought it was Alfred, which is weird because basically again Black Lightning does know Alfred through Batman. So I thought, it's Alfred? And it's like, no, no, it's not Alfred. It's this guy named Gamby who basically made Black Lightning thing, helps him out, makes his costumes and everything. And he goes to him and he starts talking to him about his old past, about being Black Lightning in the past. And Gamby's like, Black Lightning isn't truly gone, Jefferson. He said, basically, technically, he's dead, but you're still here. It's like a good hero knows when to rise from the ashes. It's basically what he tells him. He kind of goes a little bit of Alfred from, I think, The Dark Knight. Where Alfred kind of, talked to Bruce Wayne about being Bruce Wayne and then being Batman. It's kind of the same speech that Gamby gave Jefferson. He said, "Look, there's Black Lightning and there's Jefferson Pierce. You got to decide which one that you're gonna be, basically." And I'm like, Oh, there you go. That's a good superhero analogy. You can be the superhero that the world needs, or you can be yourself. I mean, what are you going to choose? So at the school, this asshole, I forget his name, from the 100 Club, runs back after Jennifer and tells him, like, no, your cute little ass is mine. And Anissa steps in, and Anissa tells him, like, no, I don't think so. My sister is not yours. And he called her a bitch. He told her to back off. He said, that's it, I'm calling the police. And he almost pulled a gun, and Jefferson, he got there in the nick of time, and he said, whoa. He said, you want to pull a gun at my daughter in front of this whole school? You're on camera. They already know you. You were on probation. Do you really want to enter that territory with me now? And he walks away, and Jefferson tells him, the best thing that you can do, put a gun down, son, and walk away. Oh my god, that's a Spider-Man 3 reference. I just suddenly noticed that. He basically told him what Uncle Ben told to him and Spider-Man 3. So he's later on met by Lala, but Jefferson cannot, give it off like, oh, I know who you are, kind of thing. But he doesn't want to do that because then he jeopardizes his identity, and then Lala kill everybody. So he's there with his son and his younger son and whatnot, and then they bring which is something that is also controversial too, is parent abuse, basically parental abuse. And he grabs his son roughly by the hand and he holds him like that, and he's like, "I've heard that you were on your phone, you little shit." And he's like, "Ow, Dad, you're hurting my arm." And he's like, "I will hurt more than that if you fucking do that again. I told you to do your best in school, and I will beat your little ass if you do it again." And he told his son, for no reason, clean up the classroom, sweep him up the floor. And Jefferson trying to help him, and he pulled a gun, the son, mind you, and he pulled a gun out on Jefferson, and he said, "You really want to fuck with me? Do you really want to fuck with me?" And he trying to ask him, because his name is, I think, Lazarius. He goes, "How do you know my name? How do you know my name?" And he's like, "Lala." And he's like, "You don't touch me. I saved your ass, so now you owe me." And I'm like, okay. So eventually the 100 go to the school. They kidnap both Anissa and Jennifer. And I was like, oh shit, things are gonna get bad now. And then they had the police at the school, and Jefferson is basically like, how the fuck did this happen? Kind of deal thing. And he keep telling his friend who works for the police force, like, get them back here. Get them back here. Get them back here. You know, there's another scene I need to talk about before the bigger scene, is that when he does save his daughters at the nightclub, there's police officers who get there, who seek him out as the victim, a dude in a suit, mind you, a black dude in a suit, and they're like, "Get your ass on the ground, get your fucking black ass on the ground," and Jefferson's eyes turn white, and I'm like, oh shit. You guys are in for it. And he just blasts them. They electrocute him with the taser, and he grabbed the taser wires, and he sent the shock right back to the officers, and he blows up their car. And I'm like, you did it to yourselves. You did that all to yourselves. So after his daughter gets kidnapped, he rushes to Gamby, who knows his daughter, who knows his wife, and he told Gamby, he said, "My daughter's been kidnapped." And Gamby goes, "Get downstairs. Get in the secret basement that we have downstairs. Move. That kind of thing." And, there's the old outfit, and there's retrospective to how Jefferson Pierce looked, where he's, bald-headed and whatnot, from, Justice League and a bunch of other places. And there's even an old clip played by a different actor where he electrocutes, a dude and saving a shopkeeper's life, and a shopkeeper, bless his black lightning for what he did. And there is a reference to his old suit from Justice League and everything. And Gambit goes, no, I got a perfect outfit for you. And he showed the diagram of it on his computer thing, and Jefferson's like, I'm like, oh, Black Lightning's back. He gets dressed. He goes to the hotel where they do prostitution, drugs, and whatnot, and he just is annihilating people left and right. He's kicking ass. He's blasting lightning. He's just obliterating everything. And the asshole that met Jennifer comes out with both of them at gunpoint, and he said, mess with me. And Jefferson's like, you really don't want to do this. And he shoots at Jefferson, but his outfit is, I think, made out of Kevlar, and he pulls out from the lightning part, and he's like, rule number one of superheroes, asshole. You always give the guy something creative to say first. And he just blasts him. and he's holding it up by lightning. And again, he does a very Batman thing. He's like, "Where is Lala?" And he's like, "I don't know, man. I don't know where he is." And he's like, "Don't lie to me. I know where you have him." And he's like, "No, I don't know where he is." And he's asking him where he is, and he just won't tell him. And so he looks down at the vehicle below him, and he goes, "That your car?" You know, he just shakes his head, and he's like, "It was a nice car," and blasts him straight through the windshield. I'm like, bravo, bravo. And then afterwards, his daughter's being interviewed and everything. And when he returned home, with only a few cuts and bruises, his wife Lynn come to him and she's like, "Thank you for saving our daughters." And Jefferson, is like, "You're welcome." So there is a strong bond relationship between Jefferson and Lynn at the first moment, and I'm like, I really want to see more of their relationship because it's a cute relationship, that kind of thing. And I'm really hoping that even though they're divorced, that maybe later on in the series that they will become together. So towards the end, Anisha starts having PTSD. She starts hearing voices. She starts hearing things. She starts seeing things that not there, like at gunpoint, the gunfire going off, black lightning being there, and her hands start growing a bright gold orange color, and I'm like, "Oh, I know what this means!" And she breaks the sink that she was at, and the sink shoots a little bit of water at her, and she's like, "What is happening to me?" And end credits. This means that the lightning is in here. That makes me so happy. In Geoff John's JSA, he introduces Anisha, Jefferson's daughter, to join the JSA, but she is a superhero, a metahuman called Lightning. She is just called Lightning, and she can, go from human into this golden, basically superhero, electric superhero thing. And I just want to see a reference to that somewhere in the other episodes. Man, I gotta tell you, I just bought this Black Lightning on a whim, and I was captivated in my seat from the first point, from the first time it started. I was like, I was this close basically to my TV. I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? Especially when it opened up with gain more violence and whatnot. I'm like, what's happening? I was so captivated and I was like, yes. So eventually, I don't know when, but eventually I'll get back to Black Lightning and we will review episode 2, which is called, what is it called? Lawanda, the Book of Hope. So hopefully that we see that. I laughed so hard because episode 4 is called Black Jesus. I was like, is that a reference to the Adult Swim show Black Jesus? I don't think so, but it would be funny anyways. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys understand that basically by doing this, doing this same episode by episode, it really makes it easier on me, definitely, to do a full-on review of it, because as you can see already, this review had gone on a lot longer than I thought it would, and I basically had a lot of fun doing it, and I hope to do some more of these in the future. So eventually, maybe a week or two, I will get back into Black Lightning, and we will do an episode 2 review. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see Black Lightning for yourself, definitely check it out. I don't think it's no longer under CW anymore like it used to be, but still, check it out anyways, and support your black superheroes, my friends, because these series are awesome, and they all came out at the same time, and god dang it, they're awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Lazy Universe, and remember, never mess with another man's daughter. You never know if he's gonna have electric superpowers. Until next time.